Hello and welcome to Yoga by Campi. I'm Campi. Thank you for joining me as I travel around with my trusty mat. Today I'm in Ksamil in Albania and we're going to be working on the core. So all you need is space for your mat, some comfortable clothes, and we can begin. Like I said, today's class is focused on the core. I think when we think of the core, we often think of the front parts, the abs, the ones where the Holy Grail that we're all searching for to get that six-pack. But your core muscles actually go all the way around this body in this midsection here. Do involve your hip flexors, your glutes, the side body as well, the obliques, loads of different muscles. And a strong core is not only important in doing other exercises, but in simple tasks, daily tasks like bending over, stepping up out of a chair, reaching to grab something from a shelf. So working on your core, not just trying to get a six-pack, is essential just to a healthy body. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to come onto all fours. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. A nice stable table, so these strong legs, table top here, 4 legs coming out of the tabletop. And we'll do some cat-cow. So inhale, just drop the belly, arch the spine. Stretching out this core part here, the front of the stomach. Exhale around, tuck under, engage your glutes here. Suck that core up, suck that belly button up. Inhale, come to an arch, stretch out the front muscles. Exhale, rounding in the back. Suck the belly button up into the core. We're just telling the muscles which muscles to switch on that we're going to be using in this class today. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Really suck it up. Let's hold this position here. So pushing down into the heel of the hands, really sucking that belly button up and towards the spine, rounding in the back. See here, if you can take a bit of weight into the heels of the hands, just lift the knees off slightly, and then round even more in the back. Then lower the knees, come back to a flat back. Reach your left hand forwards, right foot back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, we'll tuck everything underneath ourselves. Grab your knee with your hand, just pull it up towards yourself. Inhale, extend out. Exhale to round, grab that knee, pulling it up. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, round. Put it up, see how close you can get the thigh to the chest. And then let go with the hands, see if you can hold the leg there. Put your hand back down. Lower the knee back down. We'll do the other side, so reach forwards with the right, back with the left. Right hand, left foot. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tuck underneath yourself. Use your right hand. Pull that knee up towards yourself. Inhale, extend them out. Exhale, contract underneath yourself. Use your core, pull your knee up. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, contract. Pull that knee up towards the chest. Put it up even higher. Now engage your hip flexor and your core muscles. So let go with the hand. See if you can keep that knee where it is. Push the hand back down. Lower the knee back down. Just take any movements in the spine that feel good. Whew. Started with some strong waking up in the core there. Start as you mean to go on though. Okay, from here, tuck your toes under. Take the hands further forwards to the front of the mat. We're going to extend the legs so we come to a full plank. Extended plank. So make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders again. You might need to move them back like I just did. Tuck your pelvis under, so really strong in the core, sucking that belly button under. From here, we're going to lift your right knee to your right elbow. And then send it back. Left knee to left elbow. Exhale. And then send it back. Do right knee to right elbow, then lower down to wrist, then back up to right elbow, back. On the left. Left elbow, left wrist, left elbow, back. Back to the right, to the elbow, down to the wrist, across to the left wrist, across to the right wrist, up to the right elbow, and back. Left elbow, wrist, across to wrist, back to left wrist, back up to elbow, and back. Now we'll do a full square with the right elbow, wrist, across to wrist, up to elbow, back down to wrist, across to wrist, back up to right elbow, and back. Stay with it one more time on the left. Elbow, down to left wrist, right elbow, or right wrist, sorry, right elbow, right wrist, left elbow, that's left wrist, left elbow, and back. Just lower your knees down, take the hands forwards, Tuck your pelvis under. We'll come forwards to a cobra. Apologies for my wrist and elbow confusion. They're too close to each other. If you want, you can come to an up dog. Stretch out the front abdominal area. So you may have noticed we're doing some strengthening stuff for the core, as well as stretching. Because like I say, you want the muscles to be strong and long. Strengthening, lengthen them. Okay, place the knees down. Push the hips back, just come to a child's pose. Just prepare the mind for some more work. This isn't going to be a long class, just try and stay with it. Keep your mind in the movement. Your body has to stay in the movement. Just connect your mind with your body. Okay, come back to all fours. And then bring yourself up to a full plank. Push yourself back to downward facing dog. Just walk out the dog. Take your dog for a quick walk. Let's hope it's a small dog and it only needs a quick walk. Then pushing both heels back down into the floor. Find your strength in your downward dog. We're going to float the left leg all the way up. Bend in the knee, bring the heel to the glute and open up the hip to start with. Then kick the leg straight out. Float your left leg all the way down off the mat. So it's almost in the middle part of the mat, but off the mat here. Then push yourself back. So we're in staggered downward dog. We're going to take the weight forwards over the wrists in a staggered plank. We're going to reach the left arm forwards. We're going to take the weight into the left foot and the right hand, and we're going to float the right knee up and under ourselves to touch to the elbow. Then extend back out. Elbow to knee. Extending out. Elbow to knee. We'll do 4 of these. That was the third. Last one. Elbow to knee. Extend out. Elbow to knee here. Keep the knee up. You can place the hand back down. We're going to kick that leg all the way out to the side. We're going to place it down so it's almost in line with the left foot. We're going to lower our hips down to the mat. Push yourself over to this seated position. We're not going to rest. We're going to put our hands as in line with our knees as possible, but if they need to come further back, that's fine. And we're just going to lift the right leg up. 1, left leg up. 1. Alternating here. Right, left. Focusing on your hip flexors on each side. Left. The further forwards the body is and the more straight the spine is, the harder this will be. Left. 2 more each side. Right, left, right, left. From here, just open the feet out slightly. Take the hands to the back of the mat. Follow my voice, follow my cues. Take a look if you need to. But we're just going to take the weight over into the hands to push the hips up. So we're in this staggered position here. From here, we're going to take the weight into the hands and the right foot, bring the left knee up to the right elbow. Then from here, we're going to do the reaching, tucking thing again. So reach back with the left, forwards with the right. Then elbow to knee underneath yourself. Reach forwards. We've got 4 of these. Elbow to knee. Reach. Elbow to knee. Reaching. Elbow to knee. Good. Reaching back. Placing your right hand down. Place your left foot down. So we're in a staggered plank. Then from here, push yourself back to a staggered down dog. Float your right leg all the way up to a one-legged dog. Bend the knee. Knee up. Open the hips. Heel to glute. Then we'll float that leg all the way down. Just walk out your dog here. Whew. Take yourself forwards into a plank. From here, we're going to come to a side plank. So, side plank on the hand here. If you want to come down to the elbow, please feel free to do that. But we want to have an alignment. So the wrist or your elbow, if you're down on your elbow, elbow in line with pelvis, in line with heels. If you're up on the wrist, wrist in line with pelvis, in line with heels. Stay here if this is enough, sucking up these obliques, so pushing, lifting your hip bone away from the mat. If you want more of a challenge, you can bring your right foot up to a tree pose. If you want even more of a challenge, bind with the toe, open that leg out to the sky. Stay with the breath. Okay, if you've extended the leg, bring it back down to tree. We'll all meet in this plank position, side plank. What we're going to do here is we're going to turn onto the front and we're going to lift. So come up with your hands if you're in forearm plank. Lift your right knee up, step in between your hands, lower the back knee for a lunge. Float the arms up. From here, push down into your right foot. Float the left knee up. We're going to open up to a goddess briefly. Lower down, tuck the pelvis under. And then we're going to come to the front of the mat. So lower your right knee down. Float the arms up. Lower your hands. Bring the left leg back to a plank. Rock over onto your right hand. Right foot again. If you want to stay on your forearm, please keep alignment elbow, hip to ankle, heel. Play around with the plank if you'd like to. So left foot up to a tree position. If you want more of a challenge, bind with the toe, open the leg up. Connect with the breath. Lower the foot back down to side plank, tilt over to plank facing the front, push back downward facing dog. We're just going to do some hops, so bending in the knees, just going to gradually hop the feet, using your core each time to suck up. Gradually the feet come to the middle of the mat. We can cross the shins, sit down on the sit bones, place the soles of the feet on the floor. Reaching the arms up and forwards, keep that spine nice and long, palms to the sky. Keeping that chest lifted, just tilt back onto the sit bones slightly so we can float the feet off the floor. Shins parallel to the ground, using your core, sucking your knees up towards your chest. As we inhale, extend the legs out, lower the chest slightly. Exhale, back up. Inhale, extend. Exhale up. Inhale, extend. Exhale up. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale up. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Take the back onto the mat. From here, we're going to push down into the heels. Just actually firstly, touch your heels with the tips of your fingers. Make sure your heels are in line with your knees. Make sure you're in line with your hips. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone over ever so slightly, peel the spine off the floor. Come up to a bridge, engage those glutes. Push that pelvis up. Push your hands down into the mat if you'd like more stability. From here, pushing down into your left foot, lift the right knee. If this is enough, stay here. If you'd like to extend the leg up, flex your foot, push down even more into that mat, engage this hamstring now and this glute on the left. Deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the leg down. Then lower the spine down. Do the other side. So inhale, peel that spine off the floor. If you want to stay here, please stay here. If you want more of a challenge, pushing down into your arms, into your right foot, lift that left knee off. Extend the left leg. Flex the foot. Push the hips up even more. Use your right hamstring, use your right glute. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the foot down and lower the spine down. Pull the knees to the chest. Just give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Well done for staying with it so far, we're nearly there. So in this position here, we're going to do a reclined crow. So if you're still on the journey towards a crow, this is a great practice to do to get the position in your brain and also in your body without the weight on your hands. So big toes touching, bring the heels as close to your glutes as possible, let the knees come out wide. From here, we're going to reach up with the palms as if the floor is here, placing our hands, our palms on the floor, then lift the chest slightly, then bring the knees up to rest on the triceps. So we're lifting this lowest part of the back up. We're squeezing everything in, we're using our core. We're using our core, so we're not having to support the full weight of our body here, which makes it a good training exercise for crow. Squeezing in. From here, we can even lower to tap the toes down, lift them up. Lower down, lift them up. One more, lower down, lifting up. We can play around with the upper body, so reaching up and over and lower down. Lift the shoulder blades up and over, lower down. One more time, up and over and lower down. Take the hands above the head, biceps to ears. Take the legs out long in this hollow boat position. Just hold it here, squeeze your glutes. Make a nice banana shape of the body. From here, lower the chest down. Lift the knees in towards the chest. Take the knees up and over the head. We're just going to rock forwards, cross your shins, come, place your hands down, shoot your legs back, come to downward facing dog. Just walk that dog out. Okay, if you've had enough of core for now, please go to child's pose or stay in downward facing dog. If you want one final challenge, see where your crow is at. Where's your crow at? We're just going to go for a crow. So, bring the feet into the middle of the mat. We're going to lower the pelvis down, so we'll come to a yogi squat to start with. So in this yogi squat, let's get the arms over the knees. So you might be on your elbows at the moment, you might be on your triceps, you might be up in your armpits. Really doesn't matter, because you're just on a different step towards the journey, and the journey never ends. If your heels are off the floor as well, that's absolutely fine. So, taking the hands forwards, spread your fingers. So we've got a really strong base with the hands. From here, take the weight forward. So bending your elbows, you want that crook of the elbows facing forwards. Bending the elbows, come up onto the toes. Bend the elbows here, taking the weight into the hands. So we'll just play with this weight. So we can see how we need to support with the hands by gripping with the fingers as well. Coming forwards, hold this position here, engage your core, so suck that belly button up. We've done all that core work, let's put it to use. Suck that belly button up, float your right foot off, and replace. Float your left foot off, and replace. Let's do right foot off, replace, left, replace. Keep doing this if you'd like. If you want to see where your crow is, take your right off, see if you can then lift your left off. Then put your right down, left down. Let's do the other side. So left up, right up, left down, right down. Final challenge, if you want to do a full crow, taking the weight forwards, float both feet off, pull your toes together, suck your core up. Try not to put too much weight from the knees down into the arms. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and replace. Whew. Good work. That was an intense class. I don't think I'd planned it to be quite as intense. So well done for staying with it, or however far you got. This is a great class for conditioning the core, so I suggest coming back to it. And also you can check in and see how well your crow is flying at the end of each class. See what progress you're making. Thank you very much for joining me for another class. I look forward to seeing you again. But until then, namaste.